to the next game, Terry versus Pythra. This is a weird matchup, I would say.
Yeah. Actually, I'm really curious to see how this one goes because Mythra is probably the one that has the tools, the frame data, to face off against Terry. People keep calling Mythra a Rivals of Aether character, and I think that's true. In Rivals of Aether, you can pull off a lot of really quick moves, and Mythra is like that. And you know, there is this concept that people like to use to describe Terry mains that I won't use, but they like to show off most of the moveset in front of you, and I think Mythra has the tools to prevent that from happening, and we see it going pretty even so far, so Chag also knows how to neutralize Terry's options here.
I have a term that you might enjoy for Terry. I would just like personally. I'm super. I fear Terry, so I think I have a term that you might enjoy. I just like to call it Scary Terry because he is just ridiculous. The frame data that he has, the tools that he has, and just like that beautiful punish there from Chag, getting that well read forward smash against AxF. Doing a phenomenal job at punishing there. Such an unsafe option, even though Terry has insane frame data, and even though you might think that he's in a disadvantaged position because he just used a move that has a lot of end lag. It's like you thought. It's not that way. He actually has insane frame data that he can abuse if you are not careful or if you don't know the matchup as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, people say that Terry likes to show off the entire moveset. That's because he can. He has the cancels. He has the frame data. If you have good tools to your advantage, why wouldn't you use them? So more power to Terry means in that sense. And look at Chag being so creative off stage. I like how he went for the recovery, the upbeat to get the edge guard, and of course, knowing the distance and Mythra can actually, you know, travel with that. Being very careful with how he was about to approach, and now going for the up tilt kill with Pyra. One of the few options that are actually about as fast as Mythra, and that actually get you kills. Kind of like Hero's up tilt, you know, one of the better kill options on the ground for that character. And here, no switch to Mythra yet, but Chag doesn't need it. He knows that he has a lot of rage. He is still trying to pull on some damage, and yeah, why switch to Mythra right now?
Yeah, Chag is doing a phenomenal job here with a character that is relatively new, and even though we don't have a lot of information yet, it seems that he's pushing the boundaries of what this character can do. Oh, did you see that? He always tried to go for the footstool canceling. He tried to do it again. He's being insane how Chag is getting a 3-stock with all of these confirmed that you almost think that he's getting them out of nowhere, but you can also see how well recognized how well he's recognizing these opportunities to bring them out. It's both. It seems like he's getting lucky with his moves, but at the same time, you can see how well thought out most of his actions are, and you could see it with this insane 3-0 on AxF and his Terry.
I agree. Chag is one of the better players at doing just that, recognizing the habits of his opponents and adapting on the go. That really is what differentiates a top player from a mid-level player or a low-level player. They just try to play their game, but really you have to understand what your opponent is doing and then play your game around that so you're actually neutralizing those options. And keep in mind that this is still a very new character for Chag, and now AxF is trying to play the same game against him. This is the first time I have seen a Pyra Mythra Ditto, and I'm excited because, well, we already saw how great Chag did, and of course they both start out with Mythra, and so far AxF having a lot of issues.
I would like to think that AxF is trying to do this out of like a challenge kind of thing. Like, hey, okay, you think you're good with Mythra, with Pythra? Well, I'll show you. I'll do you one better. Now, I would love to see that from AxF. However, just the insane dominance that that Chag that displayed on game number 1 is just ridiculous, and I don't see why that wouldn't be the case in this second game. However, AxF is trying to do something different here, and the percentages are relatively similar. However, Chag is, of course, taking the upper hand here with Pyra, sticking with the hard-hitting character. However, AxF is trying to do something here, that was a weird hitbox there because he was still at the ledge, but the extension was so far in, almost at the middle of the stage. I don't know if this is something that we're going to be seeing a lot, or if this is just a weird bug of new character experience. I don't really know what to expect about Mythra anymore.
Well, I think we can say that because it's still week 1 and we don't know as much yet. Let's just use that excuse for now. And also, as we speak about that, Chag takes the first stock away, and yeah, I mean, not to say I expected this to happen immediately, but AxF has relied a lot more on Pyra. He's trying to get the kill, and of course that Marthritis syndrome. He's gonna take much longer to have that happen because Chag is playing a really great neutral game right now. AxF slowly pushing him away, but of course he keeps putting himself in disadvantaged positions, trying to get set kills, and now going for the faster options, of course. Chag goes for Mythra again, and yep, this is where the neutral shines through because AxF, he has been dealing some damage, but now he needs to get the kill, and he is still opening himself up for Chag to deal a lot more percent.
I'm surprised about Chag's choice about sticking with Pyra for the most of the match because, well, we know how Chag plays with Palutena. He's very oppressive. He's very kind of on-your-face kind of play style. So the fact that he's going with Mythra, with Pyra, sorry, that is such a, yeah, beautiful game there. Going with Pyra, which is such a slow character in comparison to his previous main, or at least, oh, what the... Oh, dude, he almost catches him sleeping with that insane footstool that he had. Chag is not stopping with the insane oppression. Just like that, AxF finally getting that kill, but is it a little too late, too? I don't know, a whole stock of a lead? Well, what do you think?
Well, truth be told, I have constantly seen Chag finding new openings in AxF's game plan, and that's the big issue here. Even switching to Mythra, I don't see AxF being able to even challenge that many of Chag's moves. Where you constantly find Chag pushing him to the edge, getting more and more neutral wins, no matter the character, by the way. I mean, he can switch to Mythra and still get these things. And AxF is trying to more catch Chag, whereas Chag is trying to push AxF.
Yeah, a lot of people just prefer the like rush down kind of playstyle, but with this matchup, specifically Chag, how he uses Pyra, I think he prefers the hard-hitting potential that she has, and just like that, he's just being so overwhelming, getting all of the attacks and all of the pressure on, almost getting that insane stage spike with that Pyra there, but unable to get it, even though that was such a good attempt, and even very, very close of getting it. He's trying to finish with style. However, Chag has a insane lead that he doesn't have anything to worry about. Overall, he's been playing insanely patient, but also very aggressive overall. Like when AxF tries to reach in, close the distance, Chag is ready with a finishing blow that is most likely going to come out any second now if AxF keeps the pressure, and just like that, even though he really tried, AxF is not looking pretty with that insane kill percent that he is already boasting.
And also, I would like to point out that Chag has been a lot more conservative with his character switches. AxF, I mean, I don't know what the real theory crafting behind the switches is, but he did switch a lot more often, and Chag committed to one option, getting all the mileage out of each, and of course, the 2-0, you know, throughout the whole set. I mean, that control with Mythra was